Hallelujah! I am so excited. It was looking grim there for a moment that TikTok would be saying bye-bye in the United States. However, that's not going to happen. Asterisk. I will explain that in a second, but first, a quick recap. Both Republican and Democratic lawmakers passed a law earlier this year, which was signed by Joe Biden, giving TikTok until January the 19th, the day before Donald Trump is sworn in, to divest itself from its parent company and be sold to a U.S. entity. TikTok is owned by ByteDance. ByteDance has said they cannot and will not sell to a U.S. company. Why? I don't get it, but whatever, that's what they're deciding on. A federal appeals court very recently upheld that ruling, saying that it was not unconstitutional, and earlier this week, TikTok filed an emergency injunction to put on pause this ban that would go into effect late next month. A ruling on that emergency injunction still has not been delivered, and TikTok has as of yet not filed an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court, but they have indicated that that is their plan. Well, first, some bad news. U.S. lawmakers have just sent a letter to Google and Apple telling them to be ready to remove TikTok from their respective app stores on January 19th. The letter also separately urged TikTok to sell to an American company. Lawmakers wrote, quote, "Congress has acted decisively to defend the national security of the United States and protect TikTok's American users from the Chinese Communist Party. We urge TikTok to immediately execute a qualified divestiture." This letter was signed by Representative John Molinar, a Republican and chair of the Committee on China, and also the top Democrat on the committee, Raja Krishnamurthy. However, here is the new development and the good news. Yes, it's possible that TikTok may be removed from the App Store on January the 19th, but we could still use TikTok in the United States. We just won't be able to download it if you don't already have it. Do you understand the difference? The Department of Justice has said that if the ban takes effect on January 19th, it would, quote, "not directly prohibit the continued use of TikTok," but it also mentioned that prohibitions on providing support, quote, "will eventually be to render the application unworkable." So we could still use it, but it might be difficult. It might be glitchy. You might get videos taken down all the time for community guidelines violations or this or that or the other. TikTok said in response the following, that if it is removed from the app stores on January 19th and, quote, "be unavailable to the half of the country that does not already use the app," it warned that ending support services will, quote, "cripple the platform in the United States and make it totally unusable." Well, can you just get it as good as possible so that doesn't happen? ByteDance and TikTok noted that President-elect Donald Trump has vowed to prevent a ban on TikTok. Is he a man of his word? Republican Senator Josh Hawley, however, said in an interview that he hopes ByteDance will sell TikTok because the law leaves no wiggle room. Quote, "The statute is what the statute is," Hawley said. The main issue is it's subject to Chinese oversight, Beijing oversight. That's the problem. And honestly, even if we could still use TikTok, if this move happens, I think TikTok will shut it down, because if it's removed from the App Store and if support is not happening, that also means support for advertisers. It's not going to be existent because they won't be able to do business with advertisers. And this is ultimately, TikTok is a money-making venture. If they can't have advertisers in the United States, I mean, I guess it might still work. I don't know. It's just, I'm optimistic that it's still going to be around and working, and something will be figured out. Thoughts on this latest development? Thoughts on everything? Let me know in the comments section.